Hello friends, I hope you're all doing great. I'm Mehrdad. I'm the head of the analysis and trading team at Forexory. Today, February 20th through 26th, let's go over the Tuesday session conditions together, see if we can do a live trade, and I'll also give you a brief update on the market since I uploaded my latest analysis yesterday. Alright guys, on EURUSD, as I mentioned yesterday, I expect the price to reach this zone. This is the same setup I shared yesterday. From this zone, we'll decide which direction we want to take. Let's move to the lower time frame. I already talked about the higher time frame. If you look at yesterday's analysis, I mentioned the higher time frame and where the target is. But for the lower time frame, I think we should bring ourselves down to this level. And considering this flag pattern that we see here, the price is telling us it wants to drop unless it proves otherwise. So for taking this position, my suggestion for you is either you can wait for the price to reach 86% of this leg with this same stop loss up here, considering the spread, or what is much safer is to move your stop loss here and the last point where it was touched, which is here. Set your sell stop with this same stop loss and follow the market down to approximately these areas. This is what I personally do myself. So for now, we'll wait to see if the price comes down and triggers our order or not. All right, let's go, guys. Let's also take a look around at some other currency pairs. Now, looking at gold, as I mentioned in our discussion yesterday, the overall situation is still exactly the same. I am currently expecting it to form another solid bottom. This means, in essence, that we should eventually reach this specific area or perhaps this other area, these two levels right here. And these two areas are very clear to me because, in my opinion, the market is long. But I expect that from these two areas, it can start its main move. Let's wait and see what happens next. For now, the market is stuck because of the zone. I think it's ranging a lot, or it will make a move with momentum, or else it will just keep ranging to the right. So let's just wait, but the analysis remains the same. It's the same for EURUSD as well. Likewise, it should reach its own level. This level is the decision-making level for Euro, at least on the lower timeframes. And on this higher time frame, as I mentioned yesterday in our long-term analysis, where is its target, guys? Look, I try to give you a long-term analysis at the beginning of each week, so you know what the main direction of the market is. But for day trading, I try to do it if I have time. For the YouTube viewers, I try to post a short, concise analysis. Definitely for those of you who are in the Telegram channel and are with me every day, we take positions together. We analyze the market trends together, exchange our diverse opinions, and carefully review our lessons for all of you guys. For our YouTube community, I try to post regular updates for you as much as my schedule allows on the NZUSD channel. Also, if you remember, we were discussing how we were here yesterday when I said that this line, this level, needs to be touched. This line that I drew here, and I also think NZD should reach this area. Even exactly so that we can decide what to do. For now, we can't do anything with it. USDJPY. The expectation I had still stands, which is that we should have a flag here. It might not form the flag. I mean, there's no rule, there's no obligation for it. It might not form, so let's wait and see what it does. For now, it's moving within a range box. As for GBP JPY buy, as I told you, I don't have any opinion on it at the moment. This is a part where the market is decisive. This area can be very decisive because it could move with this fluctuation in the same time frame. It might hit hard again because we're at a very sensitive point. I do not want to give you a two-sided analysis because this is a sensitive spot. Either it comes here, forms an F1, and drops as much as it just did from this very point, in which case things will be clear and I can tell you more precisely how far it might go. It could move. For now, at the decision-making level, my recommendation to you is not to get involved with GBP JPY for the time being. As I mentioned before, I personally don't really deal with Bitcoin much. But if I were to give you advice, you can enter in 3 stages. One stage is right where it is now. The second stage is in this range, and the third stage is as soon as this level is broken. That is, if the price breaks through 49,000 to 50,000, it will be a good opportunity. XRP is also almost at the same place it was yesterday. It hasn't changed yet. Exactly yesterday we were here talking and the market it's still here, and I still say that Given this flag pattern, the price could come up and make a new high, or even close exactly 86% of this cycle. But what I personally expect and I'm waiting for to invest in if it gets there is this level. I am looking for 900 cents or $1, and that is what I expect from it. Then let us wait and see what it actually does. So for now, guys, there is really nothing particularly special going on. For now, we're just waiting to see what GBPPJ PY does, whether it comes into that same zone or not. So there are two safe options. One of the safest options is to set a sell stop order here. With this same stop, your position will be opened. Or we can wait because it might make another high. Let me bring up the chart to show you. When we have a flag here, we can say 1, 2, and then another high. It could make a third one. In these areas, we expect the market to react. So it can either drop from right here or make another high. That's why I'm saying this isn't the right place to take action. It's better to either let it go up or come down here and trigger your sell stop, and then we go with it. Let it come down, then we'll see what the market tells us is the best thing to do. So for now, I'm going to pause the video. In a few minutes, depending on what happens, I'll come back and definitely give you an update. What are we expecting? Based on what we discussed together, the expectation is for the price to touch this area. Let's see what happened with the euro. The exact same thing happened with the euro, but we only took the pound trade. That's because of our risk management. Usually, or at least for myself, I always risk on just one asset. Guys, pay attention. There's a very, very important educational point here. What are we expecting? As we said before, the expectation was for the price to touch this level. Let's see what happened with the euro. The exact same thing happened with the euro, but we only got a signal. The rest is about risk management. Usually, I personally always risk only one lot. Guys, pay attention. There's a very important educational point here. Look, naturally, when we entered here, the stop would have been up here, right? I told the group that those who want to enter should set their stop right here because the price hadn't taken out the Asian session liquidity yet. After we touched this level, see how beautifully the market reacted. Normally our stop would be up here, but for that one reason, we kept it tight. See how well it worked? And the drop happened. If your stop was here, you would have easily been stopped out and exited the position, even though your analysis was correct. Just like with the pound, I also expected this to happen. If there was someone here, I said it's better if it doesn't get hit. But, well, it did, and it wasn't a big deal since we were expecting it. Exactly the same thing happened with the pound. Let me also take a look at NZUSD, which was exactly the same. Analysis is on track for the zones. USD-JPY's higher time frame trend remains long. I'll clear these sessions to declutter the chart. USD-JPY follows the plan, but leave GBP-JPY alone. We have to be patient. XRP is still in the same place for now. Gold also hasn't done anything special yet. It's still in the same zone, but I think it might have a drop. That's what I think. As I said, gold isn't my focus, but let's see what happens. So let's get to our own position, GBP and ST. So guys, for now, we're just waiting. We're not touching the position. We're not making it risk-free, and we're not moving our stop. If the price reaches this zone, pay close attention. If the price reaches this zone or this zone, you can close 86% or 80% of your position and let the rest of your position run. Holding to level, then taking 80%. If the price eventually comes down to around this specific area, gives us a clear pullback, and then significantly drops once again, meaning it comes down to about here and then drops again. That's when things really start to get interesting from this point onward. The very important point is that this high should not be touched again. If this high gets touched, there's a strong chance that the price will go even higher. Because if you remember, I always said in the training that when the price wants to drop, when it moves like this and wants to continue the trend, it makes a fake out and then drops again. But if this doesn't happen and it turns into a 1, 2, 3 pattern, it might make a small correction and then continue its path. That's why you need to pay very close attention to this and manage your stop loss accordingly. If you remember, I also said in the training that when the price wants to drop, when it moves like this and wants to continue the trend, it makes a fake out and then drops again. But if this doesn't happen and it turns into a 1, 2, 3 pattern, it might make a small correction and then continue its path. Pay very close attention to this. Don't touch your stop loss. Or for example, if at some point it wants to go higher, don't move your stop loss. For instance, if I say to bring it here or there, maybe it won't even hit. So don't touch your stop loss at all. Just leave the stop loss you set as it is. And if you do get stopped out, there's absolutely no problem. What matters is that you know what you're doing and are aware of the different scenarios. That's what's important. This is what leads you to profit. If you get discouraged or feel bad after 1 or 2 stop losses, you'll never be able to succeed in this work. You need to know all the signals, and based on those, enter the markets and start trading. Now, from tomorrow, we'll wait and see how the price reacts, and based on that, we'll make our decisions. Position management means this. We have capital management, which is about what volume, what stop loss, and what take profit you enter a position with. But once you press the sell or buy button, from that point on, it becomes position management, meaning when to exit, when to make your trade risk-free. Once you press the sell or buy button, from that point on, it's all about position management. When to exit, when to make your trade risk-free, when to secure your profits. All of this depends on position management, which requires knowledge. That means you need to be sufficiently trained and have mastery over the market so you can make the best decisions. So for now, we'll wait to see what data the market gives us. All of this depends on position management, which also requires knowledge. That means you need to be properly trained and have mastery over the market so you can make the best decisions. So for now, we'll wait to see what data the market gives us. All right, guys, just as we all expected, the price is definitely continuing its steady decline right now. Our target is clear, and as I mentioned in the group, only those friends. If they want, now that each of their positions has been passed, they can make it risk-free, or if they want to take profit, or they can even exit completely right now. It all depends on your own risk management. I can't recommend to all of you here what to do, because I don't know what kind of risk management you have or what your account balance is. Your account, that's why this is entirely a personal matter, but right now we've reached our critical point. Still, the expectation is that should we go for it, meaning should we get ourselves to this zone? That's one issue. Let's also take a look around and see what the other charts have done. Well, gold went up, but still, if you don't mind, let me go ahead and clean this up just a little bit for you. Let me erase this because we don't want to prove anything. Gold. Again, I still stand by what I said, that we need another leg. Let's see what it does from these zones. Euro hit the full TP target. Now, we didn't catch the euro, it hit the target, and the pound is still left, but, well, it doesn't matter. Eventually, that one will hit its target too. This is exactly the same liquidity level I mentioned that the price needs to collect. After that, we'll have the drop, which is exactly what happened. Let's see what NZD has done. NZD is also on its way. It's heading toward this zone as well, and UCJPY. As for the buy, well, I had set up this setup in case we get the chance to go long, but for now, nothing has happened. If it comes from these zones and does something like this, it's possible. For the long position, I don't know if it will match our trading hours or not. As for GBP/JPY, as I said, for now, there's nothing to do. We don't have any trades on it. Bitcoin is also moving according to the analysis for now. The lower it goes, the better. The same goes for XRP. So for now, guys, everything is going according to our analysis, and those who are already in a position can now manage things themselves from here on out. As for myself, I'm waiting at least until this level is hit. This level is exactly below this 1.2, and again, on the higher time frame, it's at 1, and on the 1 hour chart, it needs to be touched by the price. After that, once it gets here, we'll probably decide tomorrow whether we want to go long or short. It depends on what pattern the market gives us. So from here on out, you guys manage it yourselves. I don't want this video to get too long. I hope you always stay profitable. Thank God today also ended in profit. That's the analysis. Everything was correct, so don't worry. Just practice a bit more and follow the tutorials and videos carefully. Watch the videos regularly, carefully, and repeatedly. Rest assured you'll get to this point and you'll be able to analyze and make money from your analyses. Until the next live session. See you in the next trade update and analysis. God bless.